Have you ever wandered into a place that seemed to exist out of time? A space where every corner whispered secrets, every shadow held a tale. Beneath the flickering streetlight on an unfamiliar lane, there it stood, an ancient bookstore, hidden and plain. Dust-covered windows shielded treasures within, faint echoes of pages, as if welcoming a kin. The sign above swayed gently in the night's breeze, its lettering faint. Stories beyond seas. Emma, a curious child with a heart full of wonder, paused at the sight, her thoughts torn asunder. Why haven't I seen this place before? She mused. Her feet moved forward, by intrigue amused. As she pushed open the creaking old door, the world she knew dissolved. She was not home anymore. The air smelled of parchment, of ink and of age, and shelves rose around her, an endless stage. Books of all sizes, some with locks, some with chains. Others glowed faintly, like captured refrains. "Hello?" Emma called, her voice hesitant low, but the only reply was a soft golden glow. She followed the light to a book on a stand, its cover embossed with a starry land. As she touched the spine, her fingers felt warm, and the bookstore began to shift, transform. The floor beneath her rippled like a gentle stream. The walls dissolved, as if part of a dream. Emma clutched the book as the room spun around. Then suddenly, she was no longer on solid ground. The scent of the sea filled her curious nose. Beneath her feet, soft sand arose. Ahead stretched a vast, moonlit shore, and waves whispered secrets, tales of yore. The book in her hands began to glow. Its pages fluttered, though there was no breeze to show. "Where am I?" she asked aloud in awe. The answer came from the sky, without a flaw. "You are in a story, child of wonder, where the worlds of books and magic sunder. Each page you turn, a world you'll explore, but heed this truth, you'll find the door." Emma gasped, clutching the book tight. Its voice was kind, yet filled her with fright. "Who are you? And why bring me here?" The book chuckled softly, its tone sincere. "I am no one and everyone, a keeper of lore. To seekers like you, I open my door. Discover these stories, let them unfold. But remember, young Emma, the brave and bold." Emma took a step, her feet sinking in the sand. Each grain felt alive, like a tiny, ticking band. The waves called her closer, their whispers so clear that their language was strange, not meant for the ear. She opened the glowing book to its very first page. Its letters danced and shimmered, ageless with age. "Step forward," it read. "Where the sea meets the sky, seek the hidden tale where truth and dreams lie." Drawn by the words, Emma walked to the shore. The water cool, its touch something she'd never felt before. With each step she took, the waves seemed to part, revealing a pathway, a journey to start. She followed the trail as the world shifted again. The sea turned to stars, a cosmic domain. Constellations surrounded her, spinning and bright, guiding her through a universe of eternal night. At the end of the path stood a towering gate. Its frame was of books, its hinges of fate. "Enter," a voice sang, melodic and deep. "Within lies a story that even stars keep." Hesitant yet thrilled, Emma stepped through. The scene before her changed to something new. A bustling city with carriages and spires, cobblestone streets and gas lamp fires. The city hummed with life, though no one was near. Its presence felt strange, yet not filled with fear. Emma wandered the streets, the book in her hand, its glow guiding her through this curious land. Each building she passed seemed to whisper a tale of dreams that had blossomed, of ventures that failed. A bakery stood silent, its ovens long cold, yet the scent of fresh bread lingered, bold. Ahead stood a fountain, its waters like glass, reflecting the stars that watched time slowly pass. Emma approached, drawn by its glow, and in its depths a vision began to show. A girl much like Emma, but from another age, danced through the streets, her joy a stage. She held a book, much like the one Emma bore. Its power, it seemed, opened every door. The vision faded. The fountain went still. Emma shivered lightly. A sudden chill. Who was she? Emma whispered to the night, but the city only answered with soft, glowing light. Turning a page, the book spoke anew. Her story is yours, if your heart stays true. Find the library, the heart of this place. The answers you seek lie within its embrace. Emma walked through the winding maze of streets, each turn a puzzle, a riddle she meets. The city seemed endless, yet oddly aligned, as if guiding her steps, her purpose designed. Finally, she arrived at a towering hall, its doors adorned with carvings tall. Scenes of stories etched deep in the wood, heroes and villains misunderstood. Pushing the door, she felt the weight, as if centuries leaned into its slate. Inside was a vast and endless domain, a sea of books like stars on a plain. The air was alive with whispers and sighs, as though every book breathed, each page a life. Shelves climbed high, disappearing from sight, bathed in an otherworldly golden light. The book in her hands began to quiver, its glow intensifying like a flame that shivers. Here lies the truth, the stories untold. Dive into the depths, be brave and bold. Emma stepped forward, her heart in her throat. She followed the whispers, each like a note. A table appeared, at its center a book, much larger than hers, with an ancient look. Its cover was worn, its edges frayed, yet it gleamed with a magic that never decayed. Emma placed her own book beside it. The two seemed to merge, perfectly fitted. As the books fused, a light filled the air. A figure emerged, with wisdom to spare. The keeper of Talesday, in robes of gold, spoke with a voice both gentle and bold. Emma, seeker of stories untold, you've come to the library, the heart of old. This place holds the threads of dreams and despair, of laughter and sorrow, of love and care. The keeper gestured, and shelves came alive, books flying forth, their pages did thrive. Each tale you've seen, each world you've explored, is a part of this place, where all stories are stored. Emma gazed in awe, her heart full of wonder. How did I find this? What led me under? The keeper smiled, their eyes like a flame. You followed your heart. The book did the same. But why me? Emma asked, voice soft. I'm no hero or sage, no wizard aloft. The keeper chuckled, a warm, soothing sound. It's not who you are, but the heart you found. You see, Emma, stories choose who they trust. They pick the pure-hearted, the brave and just. Your curiosity, your spirit so bright, opened the door to this realm of light. The keeper waved a hand, and the room transformed. Books opened around her, their tales performed. Stories unfolded in vivid display, of heroes and villains, of night and day. Emma watched kingdoms rise and fall, saw humble beginnings and triumphs tall. She heard the laughter, the cries, the songs, the weight of each tale where every heart belongs. The stories, the keeper began to say, shape the world in their own special way. They teach, they heal, they ignite the fire. They guide us to dream, to hope, to aspire. Emma turned to the keeper, her eyes aglow. I see it now, the truth they show. But what is my part? What must I do? Why was I chosen to walk this through? The keeper smiled, their gaze deep and kind. You are the bearer of stories, the bridge for the blind. Your role is simple, yet profound in its weight, to share these tales and open the gate. For every story read, another life can change. They connect our hearts, no matter how strange. Take what you've learned and carry it high. Be a voice for the stories that never die. Emma nodded, her resolve taking form. The words of the keeper a comforting storm. She held the book, now glowing bright, ready to carry its wisdom into the night. The keeper raised a hand, the light began to fade. The library dimmed, its magic unmade. You must go now, Emma, your journey complete. The world awaits the stories you'll meet. Emma felt the ground shift beneath her feet, the familiar scent of parchment, the quiet street. She stood once more in the bookstore's embrace, its mysteries hidden, no trace out of place. The book in her hands was no longer aglow, yet she felt its weight, the secrets it'd show. She looked around, her heart still alight. The world seemed different, full of new sight. As Emma stepped out, the night felt alive. The stars above twinkled, as if to connive. They whispered of tales yet to unfold, of courage and kindness, of hearts pure and bold. From that day forward, Emma became a teller of stories, her voice her flame. She shared what she'd learned, the wisdom she'd gained. A world full of stories, no heart remained strained. The bookstore stood still, waiting in time, for the next curious soul with a mountain to climb. And as for Emma, her tale had just begun.